Hello everyone. Today also we are going to do a maths lesson. The topic of our lesson is bit familiar with you because you have done this lesson in first term also. That is time. Yes, you have done time part 1 in the first term and today we are going to do time part 2. In time part 1 you learned how to read the time, how to mark the given time in a clock phase and how to write the time looking at a clock phase. But in here part 2, time part 2, you are going to learn something more than that. It's bit advanced, but when we are doing it, if you get the points to your head very clearly, it will be very easy for you. I would like to start our lesson by reminding you few things. In part 1, time part 1, you learned that there are two types of clocks, that is analog and digital. What is the digital clock? Here I have shown you from the first picture, this is a digital clock. That means 24-hour clock time. Analog means 12-hour clock time and digital means 24-hour clock time. When we are representing time using a digital clock, you can see here I have denoted the time 12, 1, 2 and 00. There are 4 digits 12, double dot and 00. When you are representing time using the 24-hour clock time, we are using 4 digits to denote the time, and also after the first two numbers we are using these 2 dots. So this is a number display type. When you are using the analog clock to represent time, there are 2 hands, that is the hour hand and the minute hand. The short hand, from the short hand we shows the hours and from the long hand we show the minutes. So we call it hand indication type. So these are the 2 types of clock that we use in our lesson time, that is digital and analog. That means, from the other words, digital means 24-hour clock time and analog means 12-hour clock time. We'll just skip this clock a bit and we'll move to this table. Here in part 1 also you learned how to convert 12-hour clock time into 24-hour clock time and how to convert 24-hour clock time into 12-hour clock time. You learned these conversions. So I'm going to remind you a few conversions here. Here I have converted 12-hour clock time into 24. That means analog time into digital time. Here the time is 4:25 AM. Now in the time part 1 we learnt AM and PM also. Now we have 12 midnight and from 1 o'clock to 11 in the morning we use AM and then 12 noon. And then again afternoon 1 o'clock to night 11 o'clock again we use this PM, AM and PM. Here I have used AM. When we are converting this time with AM into 24-hour clock time, we write the same time, but you can see a small difference here. That is, I told you at very first, when we are writing time using the digital clock time, 24-hour clock time, we must use 4 digits. Here they have given only 3 digits. So here I have written it as 04 double dot 25. But we are not writing hours or anything here. In the old syllabus we had to write hours, but in our new syllabus we are not supposed to write hours. So 4:25 AM in 24-hour clock time is 04 double dot 25. We'll move to the next example also. It's 9:20 AM. So what we have to do? Yes, we must add 0 to here because we must write that time using 4 digits. So it's 09 double dot 20. Likewise, I have given you more example. 2:55 AM 02 double dot 55. Here 11:35 AM, that is, of course we can write the same way because you can see there are 4 digits. So The same way we can write in this column also, that is 11:35. Here 1:07 a.m. Yes, that is also we need to add 0, that is 01:07. 12:42 a.m. Now I told you from 12 midnight to 11 in the morning we use a.m. So here, though it is 12:42 a.m., we are not going to write it as 12:42 because midnight, 12 midnight from the digital time, we write it as 00:00. 12 noon we write it as the same way, 12:00. But 12 midnight we write using the 4 zeros, 00:00. So here they have given 12:42 a.m. Then 12 means 00, the minutes 42 we write in the same way, so 00:42. 6:13 a.m. Here also we need to add 0, 06:13. So here you must keep in your mind how the 12 midnight we are writing it using the 24-hour clock time, and how we write the 12 noon, and also that we must write a time using digital clock. When we write in the time using this digital clock, we must use 4 digits and these double dots. Now when you come to this side, here 4:25 a.m. now they have given 4:25 p.m. in the 12-hour clock side. How we are going to convert this into the digital time, 24-hour clock time? Now Putte, when it comes to p.m. So Putte, now you can see this clock. You can see some numbers from 1 to 12 and then again from 13 to 23. We'll see what are those. Now after 12 noon, if the time is 1 o'clock, we are not going to write that time in 24-hour clock time like this. That means 01:00. That is wrong, because here 1 o'clock in the afternoon, after 12 noon. What we are going to do is we add 12 to this 1 to show it using the digital clock time. So that is 1 plus 12 is 13. 2 plus 12 is 14, 3 plus 12 is 15, 4 plus 12 is 16, like that it goes. And when it comes to here, 11 plus 12 is 23, and then we don't take this 12 plus 12 is 24. No, that is wrong. 12 midnight, I told you before also, 12 midnight means 00:00. So we are not write it as 24. So here in this table 4:25. So if you look at the clock carefully, 4 plus 12 is 16. So that is 16:25. That 4:25 p.m. in 12-hour clock time. So in 24-hour clock time, that means digital clock time, that is 16:25. Now the time they have given here is 9:20 p.m. 9 plus 12, that is 21. So 21:20. Here 2:55 p.m. Then 2 plus 12. What is the answer? 14. 14:55. 11:35 p.m. 11 plus 12, it's 23. 23:35. 1:07 p.m. So 1 plus 12, it's 13. 13:07. 12:42 p.m. Now I told you we are the noon time, afternoon. 12 noon we write as 12. 12:00. Midnight we write as 00:00. So here 12:42 p.m. we write in the same way, 12:42. 6:13 p.m. 6 plus 12, here you can see it's 18. 18 double dot 1 3. 6 13, 18 double dot 1 3. So here you learn how to convert the times given in AM, that means 12-hour clock time, to 24-hour clock time, and here the 12-hour time is given using PM. So how to convert those? When a time given in PM, you need to add 12 to that number. You learn this thing in time part 1. I'm just reminding you these things, and I have given you few units of time. Here first unit, the first one year equals 365 days. But if it is a leap year, there are 366 days. And 1 year has 12 months. You know, from January to December there are 12 months. 1 year in weeks, how many weeks are there for 1 year? That is 52 weeks. And 1 week has 7 days. You know all these things. There are 7 days. From Sunday to Saturday there are 7 days. 1 day has how many hours? There are 24 hours per 1 day. Per day there are 24 hours. And 1 hour has 60 minutes. And 1 minute has 60 seconds. Puti, you need to keep these units in your mind, because these are very helpful for you to calculate the sums given under the topic time, and also for your scholarship papers definitely you are getting questions regarding time. So these units are very helpful for you to solve those questions. Here Putte, you can see a clock. Here in this clock the time is 3 o'clock. Here from 12 to 1 there is a gap. That gap means 5 minutes. From 1 to 2 there are another 5 minutes. 2 to 3 another 5 minutes. So likewise each of these gap has 5 minutes. So here 12 to 1 5 minutes. 12 to 2 how many minutes? It's here 5 and here 5, it's 10. 12 to 3 how many minutes? Here 5, here another 5 and here another 5. So it's 15. Likewise every gap has 5 minutes. So it goes like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. That means 60 minutes. So 60 minutes equal 1 hour. So here the time is 3. If this long hand comes to the number 2, how many minutes have passed from 3 o'clock to 10 minutes past 3? How many minutes? It's 12 to 2. How many minutes? 10. Here Putte, you can see a clock. The time is 7:15. So here, now imagine the time was 7 o'clock. So from 7 to 7:15, how many minutes have passed? That means 12 to 3. 7 to 7:15, how many minutes? It's 15 minutes. Here the time is 3:50. And imagine the time was 3 o'clock. How many minutes have passed from 3 to 3:50? How many minutes? That means from 12 to 10, it's 50. So now you must be able to tell how when a time is given, how many minutes have passed looking at the time or looking at the clock face. So that was a small reminder on time part 1. Now we are going to learn the today's lesson. So in time 2, these are the things you must learn. Let us find the time spent. Here we are going to find the time spent on an activity. So here I have given you an example. Emily had soccer practice after school today. The green clock shows what time practice began. The red clock shows what time it ended. How much time did Emily spend in soccer practice today? You must find the time spent in soccer practice. So here they say red clock shows the time ended and the green clock shows the time began. She started practices at 3 o'clock and she ended at 6:30. Now you must find how many hours and minutes are there from 3 o'clock to 6:30. So from here, from this line, I have denoted you the time, how the times are going. That means from 3 to 4, 1 hour. From 4 to 5, another 1 hour. And 5 to 6, another 1 hour. And 6 to 7, another 1 hour. But she has finished the practices at 6:30. 6 to 6:30, how many minutes? 30 minutes. You know that, right? So from 3 to 4, 1 hour, 4 to 5, 1 hour, 5 to 6, 1 hour, and 6 to 6:30, it's 30 minutes. How many hours we got? 1, 2, 3. So 3 hours and 30 minutes. So how much time did Emily spend in soccer practice? It's 3 hours and 30 minutes. You all understood it? Okay. I have given you another example. A bus started the journey from Kurunegala at 3:45 a.m. and ended the journey from Colombo at 8 a.m. How much time spent on the journey? Here you must find the time started and here time ended. Can you all remember what we did here to find the time spent on an activity? We subtracted the started time from the ended time. You need to subtract this time from this. That means from the end time you are subtracting the start time. So here also it's same. To find the time spent on the journey, you need to subtract the time started from time ended. What is the started time? It's 3:45 a.m. And what is the time ended? It's 8 a.m. Both the times are given in a.m. So no problem in solving this sum. Here, how we are going to calculate the time spent, you need to do like this. You need to write hours and minutes like this, and then first you must write the time ended. Time ended, it's 8 a.m. So you write 8 o'clock here. Then time started 3:45. 3:45. You need to subtract the time started from time ended. Put the sign, a minus sign here, and then subtract. Now when you look at here, double zeros are there. So from this 0 you can't subtract 45 because 0 doesn't have any value. So what we are going to do when we are subtracting numbers, previous also we learned that if we can't subtract the numbers from the given number, we are borrowing one from this side. Here also it's same. We are borrowing 1 hour to the minute side. 1 hour means how many minutes? I told you at first. 1 hour means it's 60 minutes. So when we borrowed 1 hour from this side, here it comes as 60 minutes. I have shown you it from here, 60. And from this 60 only we are subtracting this 45. 60 minus 45, the answer is 15. Pute, now I have shown it in a side for you to understand it clearly, but at once you can do it here also. You can cut this 0 and put 60 over this 0, and then you can subtract 45 from that 60. Or else you can do it in a side and get the answer like this. So 60 minus 45, the answer is 15. Now I borrowed 1 hour from this 8. So how many hours are remaining now? 7. 7 minus 3 is 14. Now you don't misunderstand it like this. Now the time is 4:50 a.m. No, it's not a.m. or p.m. because we are told to find the time spent on an activity. Here we are finding the time spent on the whole journey. So we need to find it using hours and minutes. So it is 4 hours and 15 minutes. Always remember it. It's 4 hours. We have to write the answers using hours and minutes. It's not AM or PM. So the answer is 4 hours and 15 minutes. Mother started to cook at 11:30 a.m. and finished at 1:10 p.m. How much time did she spend for cooking? Now there is a problem. The started time given in AM and the ended time, the finished time they have given in PM. Now you might feel, now we can't subtract this. Or else are we going to subtract this 11:30 from 1:10? No. We need to convert this time into digital, that means 24-hour clock time. We'll see. Here the starter time is in AM, that is before noon, morning. And finish time is in PM, that is after 12 noon. Therefore, we need to write the time according to the 24 hours clock time, digital time, to find the difference between the times. Now the time started, it's 11:30 a.m. When we are writing a 12-hour clock time into 24-hour clock, when the time is given in AM, we can write the same time, but there should be 4 digits. You can here see clearly there are 4 digits. That is 11:30. And the time started 1:10 p.m. I told you when you are converting a time given in PM, you must add 12 to this 1. 1 plus 12, it's 13. 13 double dot 10. 13, 10 and here 11:30. Put when we are calculating this the time spent on the time spent for cooking, now here the time is given in AM and also in PM. So we'll see what we are going to do. The started time is in AM, before 12 noon in the morning, and finish time is in PM, that means after 12 noon. Therefore, we need to write the time according to the 24 hours clock time to find the difference between the time. You need to convert these times. These are given in analog, that means 12-hour clock time. You need to convert these times into 24-hour clock time, digital time. So here this should be this is time started, that is 11:30 a.m. So when you convert 11:30 into 24-hour clock time, it's the same time, 11:30. We need 4 digits to denote time in 24-hour clock time. So it's 11:30. Here time, it's not time started putte, this should be time ended. It's a small mistake here, it should be time ended. So the time ended time is 1:10 p.m. When a time is given in PM, I ask you to add 12 hours to that time. So 1 plus 12 is 13. 13 double dots 10. 13, 10. So now we converted the times into 24 hours clock time. Now it's easy for us to calculate the time spent for cooking. Here you must write hours and minutes. Here it's compulsory for you to write hours and minutes above, and then what is the equation we must use here? To find the time spent on an activity, what we must do, you must subtract time started from time ended. So here time ended is 13:10. We converted this 1:10 p.m. to 24-hour clock time. So it's 13:10. And what is the time started? It's 11:30. Now, the same issue is coming here. But we no need to get scared for this. You can't subtract 30 from 10. What you must do is, we are borrowing 1 hour to the minute side. When 1 hour comes to the minute side, how many minutes? It's 60 minutes. We are adding that 60 minutes to this 10 minutes given here. So 60 plus 10, it's 70. From this 70 only we are subtracting this 30. 70 minus 30 is 40. So the answer is 40 minutes. Here also, without writing it in a side, you can at once you can do it here. You can write 60 here, and 60 plus 10 is 70. From 70 you are subtracting 30. So the answer is 40. For you to make it more clear, I wrote it in a side. Now I took 1 hour from this side, from this 13. Then how many hours are remaining now? It's 12. 12 minus 11 is 1. So I told you in the first sum also, the answer we are not going to tell as 1:40 a.m. or 1:40 p.m. because we are finding the time spent on cooking, spent on a particular activity. So we are using hours and minutes to say that one. So it's 1 hour and 40 minutes. The answer is 1 hour and 40 minutes. So I hope now you understood how to find the time spent on different activities, and you know how to borrow borrow 1 hour from the hour side, and when it comes to minute side, what happened. And what you are going to do here, you need to add the minutes given to that 60, and from that answer you are subtracting the time given here, the second time. So use all these theories, and first of all keep all these theories in your mind to calculate these type of sums. So then easily you can answer the questions which you get at the scholarship also. Thank you.